All right, just like any other factoring, the point of factor by grouping is to essentially solve whatever equation you're working with. So now you'll notice that these are equations instead of just expressions. So we're going to factor by grouping and then solve our equation. So the process is still the same, but do make sure it equals 0. So that's good. Check that off. So factor the first two terms, factor the second two terms. Those are your two groups. So x cubed plus 3x squared. So we can factor out an x squared. We'll leave you with x plus 3. And then negative 25x minus 75. That second group starts negative. We're going to factor out a negative term, specifically negative 25. That will leave you with x negative 75 divided by negative 25, positive 3. Okay, so what you factored out becomes a set of parentheses. The set that is the same or should be the same is the set. Can you factor x squared minus 25? Yes, it's the difference of squares. So x plus and x minus 5 times your x plus 3 all equals 0. So we'll talk more about this later, but that exponent tells you guys how many solutions you should have. Like last in the quadratics unit, everything was squared. Everything had two answers. Whether you factored to get your two answers, took the square root, got a positive and negative answer, they all had two answers. So they were squared equations. So because this is a cubed or exponent of 3, we should have 3 solutions. So we're going to use the zero product property now that we have our factors. That's what's in parentheses, right? We're going to set each of them equal to 0 and solve for them. So x minus 5 is equal to 0, x plus 5 equal to 0, x plus 3. So your little one-step equations, x will be positive 5, negative 5, and negative 3. So factored it just like up above, but then set them equal to 0 using the zero product property to solve. So same thing with number 14, but we do need to make this equation equal to 0. So we need to subtract this 10 over. And then we'll have 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 14x now minus 35 equals 0. All right, first group. 2 and 5, can't pull out a number other than 1 there, but x cubed and x squared, you can pull out x squared. We'll leave you with 2x minus 5. 14x minus 35. 14 and 35 are both divisible by 7, so we'll factor out a positive 7. 14 divided by 7 leaves you with 2. You got 1x. Negative 35 divided by 7, negative 5. Again, matching, good. If you're confident that you did that first set of parentheses correct, you can just put that there, but again, you should do the math to check. All right, outside x squared plus 7. One set of parentheses. 2x minus 5, other set of parentheses. X squared plus 7, not a difference of squares, can't do anything with that. So we're going to set them both equal to 0 and solve them. We should get 3 solutions. So this guy, add 5, divide by 2. So first answer, or one answer, is x equals 5 halves. Okay, so if we can't factor x squared plus 7, how do we solve this? If there's no x term and just an x squared, we can solve this using square roots. So we're going to get the x squared term by itself. Take the square root to undo it, and hopefully we remember how to do this. So let's minus 7. X squared equals negative 7. How do we undo square powers? Square roots. Okay, so those guys are gone. X equals, how do we simplify square root of negative 7? Okay, 7. Are there any perfect squares in 7, 2, or 4, 9, 16? No. So 7 stays, but that little negative, it has an imaginary solution. So your two solutions are going to be positive I root 7 and negative I root 7. And then the 5 halves. Those are your 3. So positive and negative imaginary solution. And then that real solution of 5 halves gives you your 3.